Hey there, welcome back to the channel. And as you can see behind me, we are finishing up the Jaws series. And today we are reviewing Jaws the Revenge. Jaws 4 The Revenge. And before I get into this review, if you're new, welcome. And please subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button. Also hit the bell and turn on notifications so you know that, so you know when I upload. And please leave comments and likes as well if you like this review or any of my other reviews. And also, if you have not seen this movie, if you have not seen this movie already, please go watch it and then come back and watch this review, because this movie may have, or actually it will have spoilers. So, you've been warned. So, Jaws the Revenge. Well, this movie came out back in 1987, I believe. Yeah, 1987. And I was just a kid, and when I first saw it on HBO, actually, is when I first saw it. And I was a kid. I didn't know about movies and how movies worked, all that stuff. I just watched the movie. Well, I loved this movie. I thought it was great. It was my favorite at the time. It was my favorite Jaws movie at that time. But honestly, since then, my opinions have changed. But at that time, I loved this movie. And I mean, it was my favorite Jaws movie. But since then, I have watched this movie over and over again since then. And honestly, this movie is not great. There's a lot of mess ups in it. Some of it doesn't make sense. Like for example, the shark follows them from New York to the Bahamas. I don't get that. That makes no sense to me. No sense whatsoever. And not even in the shot. There we go. Sorry about that. I had to adjust my camera. But yeah, the shark follows them from New York all the way to the Bahamas. And the wife of Chief Brody, that was in the first and second one, somehow gains psychic ability in this one. And sorry about that background there. And somehow gains psychic ability and can tell when the shark is around and when it's not, which makes no sense whatsoever, because she never had it before. All of a sudden now she does. But anyway, that's just some of the ridiculousness. Plus the shark looks horrible. The shark looks like a toy in this movie. Now, don't get me wrong. The sharks in every movie don't always, they don't all look great. But at least in the other ones, they look better than this one. I think the worst looking Jaws, in my opinion, is Jaws 3. But if you haven't seen that review, go check that review out. But so the story begins on Christmas. Why in the world would you have a shark movie during Christmas? It is way too cold to be going in the ocean. It is not the great time of year for it. I guess they were trying to get the audience sympathy or something, because Christmas time for a lot of people is supposed to be happy. But this movie is nothing but sadness constantly. I mean, nothing happens in this movie. It's constantly crying. There's a lot of crying in this movie. There's a lot of just sadness constantly. And anyway, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. So it starts off, and Sean, the younger brother of Michael, the shark kills him because he's obviously taken over, or he works in the law, as you know, the way his dad did. I don't know if he's a chief, but he was in the business. And so yeah, hang on just 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, so he gets killed, and my background's going to go here in just a minute. I just know it, but if it does, oh well. But yeah, so he dies, and the mother is just, that's when the depression, and well, I shouldn't say depression, the sadness kicks in, because the mother is just constantly crying all through this movie, constantly. And it's like, my goodness, you know, it's like, come on, you know. But yeah. So after the son dies, the oldest son, Michael, comes to New York for the funeral and stuff like that, and talks her into going to the Bahamas with him. Now, at least they went back to the Bahamas, where it's nice and pretty, and it is, you know, sunny, and it looks actually hot, unlike in New York, where it was all snowy and cold. Now, mind you, this is still during Christmas time. But anyway, she goes, and they're on the ferry going to New York. I mean, not going to the Bahamas. And she has a crying fit on there, cries some more. Now, I can understand being sad because your son died. I get that. You know, I really do get that. But she cries all through this movie. That I don't get. But anyway, so the shark follows them from New York to the Bahamas, and Michael is he's a scientist, and he studies underwater. In the movie, they call them snails, and so that's what I'm going to call them, because I honestly don't know what they're actually called. I mean, I guess that's what they are. But yeah, he's doing that, and he has a partner named Jake, and Jake's pretty cool. I think he's Jamaican, and he's kind of the comedy of the movie, in my opinion. He kind of makes everybody laugh, or at least tries to make everybody laugh. But so they're studying, and Michael gets attacked by the shark. So Jake, oh wait, let me back up. I messed up right there. Let me back up. Michael is down doing his studies, and the shark, I mean, not Michael, I'll get this right sooner or later. But Jake is down there doing the studies, and the shark actually is like right above him. And the shot is really cool because, I mean, if the shark didn't look so fake, it'd look even better. But you can actually see how big the shark is compared to Jake. You know, but so Jake gets the idea to study it and put a tracker on it and all that stuff. Meanwhile, Michael was not telling his mother about the shark and all this and that. And the movie goes on, and Michael gets attacked by the shark. Doesn't tell anybody about it. The only person that knows about it is Jake. And so the movie goes on, and Michael Caine is in this movie. He's the person who flies the plane. And him and Ellen Brody have a little love interest going on. And which is, for me, I didn't really care for it. You know, I thought it was kind of boring, the love interest part. Because it just, I don't know, it just doesn't go anywhere. But anyway, oh, see, there goes my background again. Sorry about that. This is what you have to deal with when you only use your cell phone to record and a DVD for a background, or I should say a Blu-ray for a background. So please bear with me. It's all I got. Anyway, so make a long story short, I don't want to bore y'all because this movie isn't all that great to begin with. It's pretty good as far as, you know, if you're a kid and you're watching this, you'll love it. If you're not a kid and you know about how movies work and all that, you'll hate it, because there's two dream sequences in it, and they're ridiculous. For one, the first one, Ellen Brody is in a swimming pool, but at least it looks like a swimming pool, and the shark is coming after her, and the shark gets her, starts biting her legs and all that, and she wakes up. The second one is Michael, and he has a dream after he got attacked for real. He had another dream that he got attacked again. And I don't know, they're just pointless. But anyway, the movie is fair. I'd give it probably a 3, maybe a 3 star out of 5. Like I said, it's not great. It does have its flaws, but it's not completely horrible. For some people who think that it is, you know, that's well good. I mean, I've seen a bunch of reviews on here on YouTube, and people just hate this movie, and I'm not going to argue with them because what they say about it is correct. I mean, it's not great, but I just remember watching this movie as a kid and loving it. But then as I got older, I started realizing I can see what everybody's talking about now. But anyway, that was Jaws: The Revenge. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please go subscribe. And please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this movie, what you think of the whole Jaws: The Revenge movie in general. And, if you hate it, that's fine. Hey, I understand completely. But anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.